Welcome, and a prime evening to all of you. I'm Thunderbird Prime, Master of VTuber, and we're gonna go do some writing tonight. How well do I handle my liquor? Beer does nothing for me. Only hard liquor can actually get me quote-unquote drunk. At the very least, I can hold my liquor better than Jack. I did have, the reason why the stream is titled the way it is because, one, yes, I may be suffering from a bout of writer's block. Two, someone asked me, how do I deal with writer's block? Well, to be honest, there really is no, surefire way to deal with writer's block. No surefire and effective way, I mean. All I can say is if you try to force yourself through the writer's block, whatever you make out of that is not going to be up to quality. Art, much like love, is like a fart. If you have to force it, it's probably shit. You can put that up as a T-Bird quote.
He has such a way with words.
I don't know if this works for anyone else, but for me, if I have writer's block, I just step back, don't force myself, and go do something else. Because ironically, when I'm doing something else, that's when I have a breakthrough for the original thing. This only works if you don't have hard deadlines you need to meet. If you have deadlines to meet, well, you're on your own. I'm kind of glad I didn't put a hard deadline on myself. At the same time, because I didn't put a hard deadline on myself, I may have become a little complacent / lazy, which I'm trying to fix. Real life gets in the way. A hero's gotta eat. This ain't My Hero Academia, where the government pays me money to be a hero. This ain't One Punch Man either, where the government also pays me to be a hero. That just reminds me of some comic I saw recently. It was a magical girl working at a McDonald's, and there's a monster attack, and she does her magical transformation, and she's about to go fight the monsters, but then her boss yells at her, saying she's still on the clock, so she keeps working the fryer while in her magical girl costume with a very sad look on her face. And that really resonates with me. Also, in terms of writer's blocks, sometimes you'll go back to the thing you're working on, the thing you're stuck on, and realize, this ain't very good at all. And then you just end up deleting most of it, but not all of it, but most of it. Which is kind of what I'm doing here. I'm kind of looking at it and I can already see some things I need to change. And that's kind of a key component of being a creative. You have to be willing to let go of things if it doesn't fit, even if it seems really cool. You have to be able to let go. And for anyone who thinks I'm some sort of writing expert, no, I'm not. I'm trying to figure this shit out as I go along. If you have been under the impression that I'm some sort of writing expert, well, that's not on me. You came up with that idea all on your own, in your own head. I never said that. I guess that's why I'm not a professional published writer yet. But I'm trying. One day I'll get all this lore completed. We're still only in the first major story arc. The first out of 3 planned. By the third one, everything will be pretty much wrapped up. And it'll reach the point where it's the old man will be like, why don't you become a VTuber? I'm like, okay.
You're still at it, and that puts you way ahead of everyone who isn't writing.
Yeah, Jake, when you say that, I'm just reminded of this picture that I saw a long time ago. It's like a 2-part picture. It's the first picture is captioned, what you can do. And it's a picture of a tower, a brick and mortar tower. And then the second picture is labeled what you can do today. And it's like the same tower, but like faded out, except for like a couple of like the bottom bricks. A couple of the bottom bricks are still solid. And the implication is that you just do a little bit at a time every day. And before you know it, you'll be done the thing. Which is what I'm trying to do. Of course, I still have real life obligations like my full-time job. I still have to do my other streams. I'm still working on things in the background that I'm not allowed to share. It's okay, maybe it's not I'm not allowed to share. It's more like things I want to keep under wraps as to not spoil the surprise. That's a better way to put it. Because the only person who's not allowing me to show off what I'm working on in the background is me. Because I like to keep things a secret, and it's been proven by studies that like if you talk about the thing that you're working about and people praise you for it, it already gives you that dopamine hit of like, it's the same dopamine hit of already finishing the thing, therefore robbing you of the motivation to finish the thing. And I don't want that to happen to me. Therefore, I want to keep it under wraps and reveal it when the time is right. Almost nobody knew about my helmet off version of my VTuber model until the stream of when I revealed it in the big finale of the stream of my 1 year anniversary. Before that, the people who knew about it beforehand, I can count on one hand. And it had a much bigger impact because of it. That should be added later. See, this is what happens when you stop doing the creative thing for a long time. You kind of forget where you left off. It's kind of like leaving a video game that you haven't played in a while and like coming back and like, what the hell was I doing? It's kind of the same thing. I was trying to add more stuff in a scene that was not appropriate. As in not inappropriate, as in it was mistimed. Yes, less peeps means more impact. The less people know about it beforehand, the more of an impact it will have. I still remember like when I did the big reveal for 1.5. Everyone in chat was hype as fuck. Yes, building hype for things to come, but you have to be careful. You can't overhype it in risk of people being disappointed. You have to keep it like at an appropriate level of hype. You can't overpromise and underdeliver is what I'm saying. A lesson that the video games industry just can't seem to learn. But that's beside the point. The Cliff Notes version is: I stumble into a new city, escaping some very bad people. I got no money. I'm about to die from hunger. And I run into an old man who is carrying a very expensive looking briefcase. So I tried to mug him. And then monsters attack us. And then he uses a transformation belt to turn into a masked hero to fight them off. And the suitcase he was carrying got separated from him, and it also contains a transformation belt. So I stole it and also transformed. And then I helped him fight off the monsters. And he was like, you know what? I'm gonna train this dude. Damn, you robbed a poor old man. Listen. You'd be surprised at how many Kamen Riders got their powers by stealing them. If anything, I'm honoring a very long tradition here. Oh no. Oh no. I just got a DM. Centaurace is the next limited doll in Girls Frontline 2. Oh yes, but also oh no, but also oh yes, but also oh no. Well, this will definitely help my burn team. I'll have to look at Centaurace's extra copies and the benefits of such after stream, before I decide to either pull extra copies or pull one copy and one weapon. I said I'd be writing, but so far I've been just editing. Because like I said before, like sometimes you revisit something with like fresher eyes and you're starting to see like immediately the improvements you can make. You'll have to do a rework on the audio. No audio coming from the source was working. But when it does, I'll be there. And I will redeem anxiety when you least expect it. It's really fun to like pick out like the perfect time for me to just sneak into stream, redeem that. I do that with a lot of streams I watch. Like if there's like some sort of like disruptive redeem, I'll wait until like the perfect time to use it. And try to like line it up perfectly to something happening in game. Or it could be something simple as like, hey, so-and-so, you know you can play this game in first-person mode, right? And then they proceed to go into first-person mode and then an ally gets KO'd as a result. It's like, wow, that's all I had to do, huh? Ah yes, the classic IT solution of turning it off and on again. Many such cases. Sometimes that just works for my streams as well. Like, if I'm trying to do like window capture for BlueStacks from when I'm doing Blue Archive streams, that's usually the solution. Like, I'll switch to the gaming scene and I'll see a black screen. And I just have to turn my BlueStack source off, then back on. And suddenly it works again. No rhyme or reason. It happens every time. And doing that works every time. Am I glad that the solution is that easy? Yes. Am I annoyed that it black screens every time I do it? Also yes. I had to do it very specifically. You had to like turn it off. Wait exactly 4 seconds. Then turn it back on. And then only then does it work. Technology can be very confusing at times, I have to say. Many such cases of technology just not cooperating. It's like, sometimes I'll go to a website, it's like, it's not loading properly, or it'll say access denied. So my first thought will be to turn off the VPN. Usually that does the trick. Usually it just starts working again. I'm like, really? Do you hate VPNs that much? And then whatever business I have with that site, once I'm finished with it, and close the tab, I turn the VPN back on. Or maybe the stream I'm watching is just frozen or something. Sometimes it just takes a simple refresh of the tab to fix it. Usually does. 99% of the time, it does the trick. Ad block extensions that keep certain things from working, so I just turn them off. That too. And then I remember why I have ad blockers on in the first place. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna turn them off. It ain't worth it. Man, I've just been yapping a lot, haven't I? Instead of getting some... Well, I've gotten some work done. I can't downplay my own progress. We got some work done, which is better than no work. But seriously, I think I do need to get like a new mic arm. Or maybe I just need like a mic stand once I get like the new desk. If I get a new desk. If like I decide to like overhaul my entire stream setup. My stream/PC setup. But that's a problem for future Thunderbird. That's a problem for Thunderbird after he comes home from Japan in March. Because like I am VTubing and streaming at like absolute like shoestring budget levels. Like this PC desk, if you can even call it a PC desk, I got it off Kijiji, which is like Canadian Craigslist. The PS4 I play games on for stream sometimes, got it from a pawn shop. This Wacom bamboo tablet I use for drawing sometimes, got it from a garage sale. Webcam, also Kijiji. Graphics card, it's a 1080. This is like a hand-me-down PC I got from one of like IRL friends. But hey, guess what? I have money now. Not a whole lot of money, but I have money now. Who would have thought? It's nice having money. So I was like thinking of like upgrading a lot of my PC and streaming stuff. And I'll try to do as much of it with my own money, because you guys are not and should not be responsible for financing this stuff. If you want to, that's fine, but you are not obligated to. The onus is on me. Would I appreciate it if you helped? Of course. Are you obligated to? No. Take care of your own shit first, chat. That's what I always say. I will always stress that, like, take care of your own finances first before even thinking about supporting me. It's like the oxygen mask that drops down in front of you during an airplane emergency. Secure yours first before assisting someone else. That's the analogy I like to use. It's like, don't worry, chat. I have a full-time job. I can pay for this for myself. I'll just have to like skimp back on a few things, on a few luxuries. Like maybe I'll have to cut down on the poutine for a little bit. Maybe. Oh well, it's a sacrifice I'm able to make. I kind of unwilling to make, but definitely able to make. Do you know what helped me with writing? Please share with the chat, Mira. I am always willing to accept help. It's something I've gotten better with, because I used to be a very like lone wolf kind of person, not out of choice, but like out of necessity. Playing Sims. Funny you say that, because like I did mention earlier in the stream, like one of the best ways to like, for me personally, to deal with like writer's block is to stop trying to force it, stop, go do something else, and ironically, more often than not, while you're doing something else, you'll hit some side of breakthrough for your writing. When you stop worrying about it and focus on something else, that's when the solution comes up. The human mind is truly a baffling enigma in that way. So yes, in your case, it would be playing The Sims. For me, it's usually either just spacing out at work Because I'm so goddamn bored at work. Because, like, without giving too much away, what I do for a full-time job, it's one of the few things, it's one of the few jobs where you can finish your work early and not be punished with more work. It sounds like I'm making shit up, but it's true. Which is kind of the reason why, even though I kind of dislike my job, I haven't left. Also, the pay is pretty good for the education level required. But that's neither here nor there. Sometimes I get inspirations come to me in my dreams. More like my memory got rejogged. And I suddenly remember something. I'm like, oh yeah, that happened. I should include that too. But usually, like, it's either taking a break and going to play some video games or something. That I like. The thing I was struggling with before. Suddenly it becomes clear. The point I'm trying to make is, it's the quote I said before earlier in stream. Art, much like love, is like a fart. If you have to force it, it's probably shit. Speaking of dreams, lately my dreams have been mainly focused on traveling. But it's like, I'm traveling in like the post-apocalypse. And it's like, not like a like complete wasteland post-apocalypse. It's like more of a soft post-apocalypse where like the population is like heavily reduced because, you know, it's the apocalypse. It's after the apocalypse. It's like, but like the skies are still blue. People are rebuilding. They're working together. Nature is pretty much taken over. And we're just trying to cut out a groove for ourselves again. It's like, and my dreams are like mainly about like traveling and like delivering things to people. It's basically like Death Stranding, but without all the supernatural stuff. Writing something about my Sims because the characters I created have kind of a life of their own and wrote part of the story. That's how it helps me, definitely. Sometimes you create a new character and like the brain juices start flowing. It's like, what's their name? What's their backstory? What's their motivations? What do they want most out of their life? What is the thing stopping them from achieving what they most want out of life? Yada yada yada. Or am I the only one who does that? Okay, thank goodness I'm not the only one who does that. For a second I was starting to think I was a weirdo. I mean, I'm a VTuber, of course I'm a weirdo. But that's beside the point. Alright, how much... Alright, we've edited quite a bit. But when I made them, I had no idea who they'd be, and they kind of showed me, if that makes any sense. Sometimes the author creates the backstory for the characters, and other times the characters reveal the backstory to the author. See, it makes sense to me because I'm a writer. My brain is wired differently. I guess I should start packing soon for the Japan trip. It's in less than 2 weeks. I really should get to that. Yeah. And, you know, make sure I don't forget my passport or my wallet. The wallet with all the Japanese yen in it. Yeah, that wallet. Yeah, don't forget that wallet. Definitely don't forget the passport. It's like, I'm still kind of flabbergasted that, like, I won the HoloFest tickets 2 years in a row. And both of them were for the stage venue that Aki was in. Like, #winning. The gods looked upon ye favorably. Speaking of gods looking upon me favorably, which is a very rare occurrence, I might add. Usually, like considering my path, you would think the gods would like throw hands with me on sight. But speaking of which, like last year's HoloFest is like the one I went to. I think everyone knows about the fact that HoloLive 4th Gen Shishiro Botan sang the opening for Kamen Rider Build during the concert. If that ain't a sign, I don't know what is. And of course, there's a bit of fan art that popped up afterwards because of it. Mainly of Botan wearing the Kamen Rider Build transformation belt, or striking the pose with the belt.
雷抜抜刀